This doesn't move. All the seeming movement, stillness moving. This doesn't make a sound. All the sounds, silent sounding. This doesn't have a state. All the states, this stateless state. This isn't happening. All the happening is nothing happening. This is all. Completely all. And nothing at all. Never more, never less. Simply as is. You can't see it, but everything that is seen is it. It's not an it. But there is only it. It's not knowable, but it's all that could be known, that is known. It's not a possibility, but it's all possibilities. There's no exclusion. Even exclusion is included. There's nothing to find and no one to find. I'm not sure why I'm speaking in couplets today. There we are. This is always different and always the same. I thought I'd just add one more for luck. So welcome everybody. You're welcome to ask anything and share anything. Discuss anything. Feel free.
David, go ahead, David.
Well,
Hey. Hi, David.
Yeah. Maybe do some limericks next time. That would be good.
Some what?
Limericks. You start with a limerick.
Oh, I love a limerick. There was a young man from Tralee who got stung on the neck by a wasp. When asked if it hurt, he said, "Not a bit. It can do it again if it likes."
Yeah.
Spike Milligan.
Very good. Why am I? Oh yes, I want my money back.
You do?
I want my money back.
Yeah, you can have it. It's fine.
No, just things often, it's quite a gentle kind of introduction to people who, you know, understandably get a bit freaked out by the notion of non-duality. But there's this, you know, even I've heard even Tony say, you know, this is an invitation to consider another possibility. But, you know, and blow me, the other possibility is this. What a
well, yeah, it's.
there isn't one.
No, well, that is.
That's right.
I try to make that as clear as possible.
Another possibility, but yeah, I mean, it's the ultimate paradox and joke and con. That's why I want my money back. I wanted the other possibility. Now I discover it's this.
Yeah, I mean, it is a joke.
Yeah.
And you would, yeah, of course, you deserve your money back. If you've been offered another possibility, then of course and this becomes obvious, then inevitably you'd want your money back from everything that you've ever been offered as a possibility, because this is the end of all possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
This couldn't be possibly other than it is. It's too obvious, too simple.
And yet it is the other possibility.
And yet it is. Well, it's the other possibility that there's no possibilities, whereas the other possibility that everyone else is following is that there's infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
Or maybe one or two, depends on what story you're adhering to. But most stories suggest the possibility of something better.
Yeah.
And the other possibility is that there isn't anything better.
So my check's in the post, is it?
I tell you what, if I give you your money back, it's not much.
You must be loaded.
But I don't want you to think I'm not appreciative. But yeah,
well, look, I want a rebate at least.
Yeah.
I'm Scottish, for goodness sake.
Would the check with the money back include the possible money from a future possibility when you were going to give me more money?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's me.
Yeah, but you're dead right about. I mean, this is a this is a hollow prize, and you would want your money back if you thought it was offering something else.
Mhm. Yeah, the other possibility is this. I mean, bloody hell.
I know. Bloody hell. Shit, isn't it?
Totally crap. Totally.
Yeah. I mean, what a wonder that who would have thought the other possibility is the impossibility of possibilities?
Is that a limerick? That's nearly a limerick, isn't it? Anyway, thank you. I just thought I would
Yeah, there's a poem in there somewhere.
Okay, thanks. Dave.
No, thanks, David. And I mean it. You're more than welcome to your money back. But really, I mean, if I took you to a tribunal and, you know, where it was fairly judged, had I offered you, I don't feel I have offered you much. I try not, I mean, I do try not to be a con man.
Anyway, I'll see you in court.
Yeah, okay. Look forward to it.
Can I share something?
Hi, Roberta.
Hi, Tim. I wonder if I could just ask, I shared something with you. This is my second time here. I'm very happy to be here from the United States over here to you Brits. It all seems so chummy over there. And I wondered if you got an email that I sent to you where I shared a joke related, I think, to the David's comment. If not, I wonder if I might have a moment to just share a quick joke that I think the non-dual community might appreciate.
By all means.
It's best told by a link, which I'll share in the chat. I saw it told by a newly departed comic from Canada, whose name doesn't come to mind. But the joke was, as a young man, he had gone to a hypnotist act.
Right.
And he had convinced a bunch of different people, one man that he was a chicken, another man that he was a football player, and another man that he was a ballerina, whatever. A bunch of people did an act in the show. And this man who was the chicken went by this comedian, and the comedian was amazed at these people truly believed they were what they were told. This guy thought he was a chicken. He said for 10 minutes. He met him in the parking lot.
I'm remembering the joke now, Roberta.
Oh, I'm so glad you got it.
I remember it now. I have read it.
So the joke then goes, he asks the man, so the comedian goes up and say, wow, what was that like? You were chicken for 10 minutes, he says. And the guy said, oh, it's cool. And the comedian said, well, he knew right then. If he had ever lived through where he knew he was a chicken for 10 minutes, the rest of his life would be about putting his life back together again after that shattering identity. To me, it was like an identity joke, where what we might have as sort of a spiritual, what we think back on as a spiritual experience of being everything or nothing and all of that. If you had had this deep experience that you were, don't let me ruin a joke by overtelling it, but oh, it was so funny. So to me then, like some of us are kind of recovering from this very special, precious identity of
when you knew you were a chicken.
well, I didn't experience that. Mine was more awesome, I thought at the time.
Yeah, but being a chicken could be awesome. How do we know?
Oh, so
Yeah, I know. Just yeah, it's good.
it's identity. If we don't have any identity, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny then to think about when we think we do have an identity.
Yeah,
Or tragic.
yes, it's a tragic comedy. Thanks, Roberta. The tragedy goes, Roberta. What? Yeah, go on.
Well, I can maybe sound I get a little nervous after sharing. I think I maybe just, I almost get like tremorous, because what else happened after I mailed you that is my dog killed a chicken on the street. She got out. I'm having a hard time in moving. And there's really a lot of like life things crashing around me. And I've been told now that my dog is a chicken killer. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it was right at the same time. And I've always had a lot of reliance on my spiritual lifestyle and things
Right.
that, and I'm not that anymore.
No.
And I have a hard time then just
Yeah.
letting things be as they are. And then when the way that they are is really, I'm in a lot of upheaval.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have a chicken killer after
Yeah,
I
well-
just got such a kick out of that joke. I couldn't have laughed he
Well-
became my hero. Norm MacDonald,
It's
a
very
Canadian.
It's very natural for dogs to kill chickens.
I guess, so I'm told. And it's very natural for me to come unhinged and let myself. I am unhinged.
Yeah. Well,
Don't let me like
you-
rock the room, but
if you lose so if you've had these strong spiritual beliefs and a community around you, then it can feel like being cast adrift. And this message is, it is being cast adrift.
it's
Certainly
how
in
I
the-
ended up here.
It can certainly feel that way if you lose your moorings, if you lose your anchors that anchor you, which are communities, friends, all the things that you identified as in relation to me, if the reality of those fails, then it is. So there can be a sense of being cast adrift, literally just floating aimlessly in the ocean. But really there is only the ocean. That's the good news is there isn't a you cast adrift. But it certainly can feel that way in the...
And not only that, like life issues, like my housing and my 22-year, like there's major changes, but at the same time, I don't mean to, and I don't know whether I would do better, like getting through the day if I still thought if I sat still and made myself be nice.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe, but maybe you can't do that.
Or sometimes when I'm not the way that I used to be, I feel like I'm being not nice, but I'm actually so glad the words came through me and I spoke my mind. I
mean, this message is the end of the one who would try to be nice. You know, this message is not about niceness. It's wild, it's free. It's not
it's not well taken.
No.
And no, I'm not trying to argue with you. You know.
No, it's very threatening to everything that you've taken as real, as true. It's complete upheaval. Everything is destroyed. And in that, nothing is lost. But it may well feel like everything is being lost. All the certainties are lost. Because all the certainties were attached to what I called myself. I am the one who's certain of how life is, how life should be, how it could be. And without those certainties, it can be terrifying. You know, the very ground you stand on can feel as though it's fallen away. Because the ground that you stand on, that I stand on, is my knowledge of what's real, what's true, as if I knew. And even if you get a glimpse that what you thought was true and what you thought you knew as real is nowhere near as real and as solid as you thought it was, then there will be fear almost inevitably. I say almost because I don't think anything's inevitable. But losing everything that you called mine, everything that I called mine, can feel like devastation, annihilation, destruction. But nothing real, nothing true is lost, because all the knowledge of I know this to be true, that's all illusory. I don't know. You don't know. And not knowing is terribly feared by self, but there is nothing to fear in not knowing.
It can I speak for a minute? Additionally to the fear, maybe what we had done in what happened here was I was suppressing anger as my story during my story, and I I thought it's a way of, like, it was righteous to do that. It was not good to be one.
Yeah, you're not alone in that, Roberta. Most of us were conditioned to, we're taught to believe that anger is wrong, and anger's dangerous, whereas anger is nothing to fear. It's completely natural.
Mika has his hand up.
Mika.
I have been wondering today about time, like, was I ever born? Because I have today my 50-year birthday. So I'm wondering that should I celebrate or not?
Is it your birthday today, Mika?
Yes.
Half a century.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
well, we'll celebrate. Well, you know, it doesn't matter. We'll celebrate it. Happy birthday, Mika.
okay.
Yeah. Should you celebrate it? Well, why not? The thing about this message, this doesn't have anything to say about, you know, what you should or shouldn't do. Not at all. Would you like to celebrate it?
Yeah, maybe not today, maybe in the weekend, maybe.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing right or wrong. Why not? Well, happy 50th birthday, Mika.
Yeah.
Cheers. If I had a beer, I'd celebrate it with a beer.
Mika, are you from Finland?
Yes.
Hello, I'm from
Oh,
Sweden.
hyvä syntymä.
I'm from Sweden, but I will always recognize a Finnish accent. Sorry for butting in.
That's all right.
Also, we're the same age.
Oh, okay.
Hyvää syntymäpäivää, Mika.
Yes, kiitos. Yeah.
Well, we could just have the rest of this meeting. We just have it as Mika's birthday party. It makes no odds.
We can break and get a beverage.
You can if you want. Darren's got a balloon for you. I mean, you know, that's the sort of caring group we run here.
Yeah. I get the funny hat. Funny hat.
You get the party hat.
I'll post the balloon to you, Mika.
It's funny, I will say, birthdays don't mean anything to me without the sense of there being, you know, that it's important that hello, he's gone crazy. But it really doesn't matter about having a party, but you know, if you like parties, have a party. If you don't like parties, don't have one. It's not complicated. And tell all the other, if you're a miserable bastard, antisocial, and really don't like other human beings' company, on your birthday, pretend you're ill. That's it. And be completely shameless about it. Yeah. Yeah, do whatever you Hans is celebrating in the style of 3 pairs of glasses. I don't see that as a party. Is that a party trick? Anyway. Yeah. Birthdays do lose all their significance because they never had any in the first place, did they?
I still see in the back of Devon a guitar. I can't help it. That must be.
Darren's
It's
house.
not far away. It's not far away, Devon.
Darren's house.
Right. Oh, there's another one. There's another one there.
Oh, there. It's very close by.
Yeah, there's one here, one there, and one in the corner.
That's something to start the party together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't we all sing together and like?
Yep. All we need is a drummer.
Do it.
Right. If
No
you all-
hymns.
Right. There's enough of this. Everyone unmute. Everyone unmute. We've just got only one verse of Happy Birthday.
Yeah. I mean,
Darren, can you play Happy Birthday?
Do you know what? I can't play Happy Birthday on the guitar. I don't think I can.
Come on, you
Do you know what? That's ridiculous, isn't it? I don't think I can play Happy Birthday.
Oh, I think you can.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear me.
Happy birthday
to you.
Wow, I can't believe I don't know the chords to Happy Birthday.
Even though there's no time.
Mika, if you ask for your money back, I shall recount this and say, I'm sorry, you got special treatment. You're not getting your money back. That not everyone gets that on Zoom meetings.
So, Mike, you're really doing your best.
Well, I enjoyed that. I don't know anyone else. The singing was shit, by the way.
Oh, good gospel any day.
Who's giggling? Is that Jim?
It's Jim. It's Jim.
Jim, I'm muting you, Jim. It's too giggling. I'm just thinking what a motley crew we are. Aren't you? Hasn't that crossed your mind? Motley crew.
I'm new here. Don't count me. Don't count me in yet.
Beautiful motley crew we are.
Well, this is my first time here too, but I'm in another non-duality group. It's American based, and they're also.
Oh.
So I'm just thinking everybody who's into non-duality is probably very strange.
Sorry, who's speaking? I can't see you.
Savona.
Who's strange?
I was just saying that I'm new also, but I'm in another non-duality group that's American based, and they're also offbeat. So I'm thinking everybody who's into non-duality is a little offbeat, I think.
Well, I don't know. I know some very ordinary non-duality folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very.
I think
I'm putting myself, by the way, I can't emphasize enough, I'm putting myself in the very normal category.
Whichever that.
Most of my friends and family wouldn't.
we're not good judges of ourselves, are we? We're always trying to figure ourselves out. I'm either I've heard the expression, I always feel like I'm either an asshole or like the top of the heap, or, you know, it's just so foolish.
Yeah.
Coming from America, very nice to hear there's some other non-duality groups on this side of the pond.
Oh, there's lots and lots of those.
Hello.
Hi, Piazza.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know where is the raise a hand button. I don't have such thing here.
It's down the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, there. Well, anyway, I'm speaking.
No,
already.
Piazza, it's too late. You've butted in.
Too late.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's my first time here live, and I just want to say thank you. I've been listening to hours and hours of the recordings, and I listened to all the Copenhagen
Oh, lovely.
recordings, and I was washing windows at the same time, and it was the most beautiful time I've had washing windows and listening to the
Oh, thanks.
And I have a strange struggle these days, because the seeking energy has been like trying out so much that I don't feel this intense suffering in my chest anymore that used to be there very, very strongly. And now it's like I'm suffering because I don't suffer. Like it was so familiar that now it's
Yeah, you miss it.
kind of and it's weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do with this lightness.
No.
It feels like as if I'm in between some worlds, although I know there is.
Yeah, it can feel
world,
like
but still.
it can feel like in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not sure where you're standing anymore.
Yeah.
That's because you're not standing.
Hmm.
But if you ask me what to do with it, there's nothing to be done with it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I wanted to share this because there's no other place I could.
No, that's
share.
lovely. Yeah, that's lovely. And that's very familiar. That sense of, well, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
I'm so used to the pain of suffering, which is, you know, that I need to get somewhere else. The absence of that is really disconcerting. It's like, well, if I don't seek, if I'm not looking for something else, what the hell am I doing? What will I do? What is there to be done?
Mm.
And of course, the answer is there's nothing to be done, or there's anything to be done, because they're one and the same. You know, anything can be done when there's nothing that needs to be done. There's nothing, just whatever is being done.
Mm.
And that can seem to take some getting used to when, like you say, the absence of pain, the lightness, as you described it, does seem to take some getting used to when there's the habit, certainly the feeling in the body of, well, this feels very odd. But in a very easy way. Just because it's pleasant doesn't mean to say it's not well, the word I keep coming up here is disconcerting. It's like, well, I'm not sure, what do I do? Well, what do I do now? That was the question I asked over and over. And I didn't receive an answer other than do this nonsense we're doing here, which is talk about that there's nothing to do. There's nothing that needs to be done. But of course, things get done whether they need to be done or not. Whether you say, I'm doing them or not, it's all irrelevant. Because you never were anyway. But it's lovely to hear that you've got that sense of lightness.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been...
And it's lovely to hear that you wash the windows whilst listening to my pearls of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, that's lovely to hear that. There was
unbearable lightness of, sorry, just the unbearable lightness of beings.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, you don't even need to write.
If it wasn't already taken, David, I might use it myself.
Yeah, you barely need to write the novel after having come up with a title like that, do you?
No, the title itself's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's public domain by now, isn't it? Right? Do they still have entitlement to phrases like that?
It's not been dead long enough.
What about
Milan Kundera?
What about the unbearable heaviness of being?
Good.
It's got a ring to it. It's got a ring to it. It's a toe tapper.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that is true. I mean, way before I'd even heard of non-duality, I wrote a poem after reading The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera. And it was the fear of how would it be just to be without the suffering, just as Beata's just been described. I mean, it can feel unbearable. What if there's just this being, this unbearable lightness? It can feel terrifying to me. I'll just float away into space, endless space. If I'm not real, if there's just being, that is an unbearable thought to me. And now I may long for it. In fact, you know, all of us, not everyone longs for it, not every human being, but the ones that are long for the lightness of being dreadfully, but fear it equally. The lightness of being is nothing at all. You can't get any lighter than nothing. And then in the unbearable lightness of being, there are feet solidly on the ground. They just not your feet or my feet, just feet on the ground. So the lightness of being isn't unbearable at all. It's simply unbearable, seems unbearable to me. There's actually nothing to bear. It's the same with love. I say, I can't, if this is all love, I could never stand so much love. I couldn't bear it. And by love, I mean all the emotions that we call love: joy, sadness, grief, wonder, beauty, awe. It's all love. And for me, it sounds unbearable. It would kill me, Self says. If I felt it all, if I felt all the love, it would kill me. And the wonder is there's no one to die. There's no one to be killed. The body that you've called me is already the unbearable lightness of being, bearing it without a thought, without feeling any weight, without any effort, just being. As it is.
Leo says in chat, is there no emotional pain in this unbearable lightness?
Yeah, of course there is. Yes, everything. Who said that, Milan?
Leo.
Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo, there's no exclusions. Of course not. Everything freely appears. All emotions. Any emotions. This message has nothing to do with freedom from pain.
I would like to say that longing feeling, that fullness, love, openness feeling has emotional qualities to it, into an individual body, right? Like there's something to the attraction that we feel like towards spiritual music, to any kind of music. A deeply moving piece of music or art will bring up emotions, and it's a welling, and it's a sacred bleeding heart, and it's bliss maybe for different neurological setups organisms will glow in the dark. I don't know. And there's ways of expressing being that includes emotions that are unrelated, I think, to the meanness. It feels
Roberta, nothing's related to meanness. There's no.
Yeah, that's right too. Thanks.
Well, I mean, that's the whole message is everything freely appears.
Yeah.
You're just saying you're responsible for it. That's all the me is this sense. It's just the claiming. That's all.
The claiming is really tricky. I see I stumbled over it. I stumble over it all over.
Yeah.
The claiming.
Yeah. Thanks, Roberta.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So what me does with pain is say something's wrong. And by pain, I mean, I don't really mean bodily physical pain, because usually that's pretty sound indication that something is wrong with the body. But I mean emotional pain, sorrow, particularly, sadness, grief. And if liberation, if this message can be, you may call it liberation, one of the aspects of life that is liberated is emotional pain. It's liberated from the judgment that it's wrong, that it means something is wrong. And instead, in place of the judgment that sorrow, grief, loss is suggesting that, or is rejected, when it's not rejected, because that's what me does, because there's a sense of it means something is wrong, either rejected or hidden or suppressed or turned away from. If that is no longer the case, the most obvious is that all of that has been rejected, all of that emotional pain is love. All of it.
Yeah, so when you feel it like that, then there is no reaction.
Probably the reaction could well be, the bodily reaction would be a lot more tears.
Yeah.
When there's trying to distract yourself.
Yes.
You just feel, there could be laughter and tears simultaneously, because there's joy in the recognition that, these feelings are love. And there can be sorrow for sorrow that has been absolutely rejected for a life in the story, for a lifetime. It's not been acknowledged and seen for what it is, which is the most human being, which is love. And there can be sorrow for all of the rejection of sadness, all the rejection of loss, all the turning away from, because this isn't a panacea that makes life pain-free. This message is quite the contrary to that. It's just meeting, with no one meeting life. Life is just met. I mean, it's not met, it's just slap in your face. It's like, there's no filter, there's no, it's being naked and you, without even any skin, there's like nothing between life and what you called yourself. There literally is nothing between. That's non-duality. It's complete absence of a space between. So me wears a suit of armor. The suit of armor may, you know, get rusty and get chinks in it, and you let some life in. And then the suit of armor may fall away. But it may even feel like being skinned alive, you know. It might even feel like, you know, whatever barriers you put in the way of life, they all fall. I mean, the wonder is that in them all falling away, all self-defense mechanisms, you know, every strategy that me has put in place to keep me safe, they all fall away and nothing is lost. And there never was anyone to defend. There was never anyone who was at risk. Life can't be at risk from life. There is only. And of course, the very nature of self is I'm afraid for myself. And the wonder is there's nothing to fear.
And there is also no life.
Well, there isn't a life. There aren't lives, but I could call what we're speaking about life. I'm quite happy to do that. I know others may not, but you know, this aliveness, this being, this whatever. I mean, the words don't matter. You could say, I mean, in non-dual terms, you could say there's only life and there is no life. Because life is everything. You could say that's the life, and then life is nothing. But really, all we're speaking about is the sense of that protection mechanism that we call the sense of self, that I am inside and I need to protect myself, is the illusion. You might even call it a lie. There's no one inside.
David has his hand up.
David.
Yeah, sorry, me again, but it reminded me of something, and I wouldn't want to misrepresent him, actually. Definitely not. But Jeff Foster.
Yeah.
Who's in big trouble just now.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, just reading some of we can't shake off this notion that somehow non-duality is going to rid us of suffering. It seems so difficult, actually, you know, somehow, you know, things will be fine. I mean, Jesus wasn't very keen on being nailed to a bit of wood. I mean, he made that quite clear.
No, you wouldn't be.
Who would be? And Jeff Foster saying, can someone remind me of my own teachings? It's pretty harrowing stuff, actually, you know, in that relative sense.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So,
but I'm not talking about the end of suffering. You don't hear me say that.
No. I know you're not.
Because all I'm ever suggesting is that, I mean, there isn't a one who suffers. There is suffering. Life is suffering. Yeah, of course. You don't have to look far, do you?
No, you don't.
You don't have to look far. It's fucking, it's in your face.
Absolutely not, you know.
No, exactly. And really all I'm ever speaking about is what can seem to happen is there'll be no turning away. I was the one who turned my face from suffering. Because I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want it to be. I made suffering wrong I made pain wrong. I made all these emotions, you know, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Well, they are. That's it.
Yeah, I doubt Jeff is asking, why is this happening to me?
He could well be, though. I mean, again,
well, yeah,
I mean, that's, yeah, he could well. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah. Mary has a hand up.
Hi, Mary. Marianne.
Hey there, Tim. So one of the things from this discussion that it reminded me, there's so much conditioning here that automatically thinks it knows what's going on at all times, right? It's like it's so this is being done, or what I'm looking at, or what that means, or it's just, it thinks it knows what's going on. And it's amazing that it doesn't know, but I guess, I mean, it doesn't exist, but it thinks it knows what's going on. And it's just, it keeps getting like reborn in the minute, in the moment. Yeah.
Your self is self-maintaining. Yeah, it's there isn't a me, but me maintains itself through the illusion that I know what's going on. Yeah, and the main illusion is that I know what is going on is happening to me, in relation to me.
It's immediately self-referential, and even seeing through it, it kind of lets the air out, but nothing is different. Nothing.
No.
Oh, I wanted it to be different, but yeah, nothing is different.
Well, the wonder is that this is always different. Yeah, I mean, life's always appearing differently. If you say life's appearing the same, like the appearance is the same, that's the illusion. That's the illusion of continuity. I'm still here, I'm the same. You're still there, you're the same. No.
Yes.
What stays the same, we can't speak of. Things, the things, really, there are no things. The thingness, what we take to be you and me, I mean, there isn't anything. There isn't anything continuous about that. That's the illusion. My life is the illusion of continuity. And from my continuity, I know I was here 10 minutes ago, I'm here now. And so then I project to 10 minutes in the future. And I know this environment, I know where I am. It's the same as it was last time I came here. I tell myself it's not. There isn't a last time I came here. There is only being here. And that can't be known. Whether there's a sense of knowing or not, it can't be known. All knowing, every bit of it, every jot of knowing, of knowledge and understanding is no more than I say I know. That is it. That's the extent of knowledge. That's all it is. And if that hits, that can be truly absolutely mind-blowing. If it becomes obvious, and if it becomes obvious, I don't think it can ever be denied again.
That feels really liberating.
It's massively liberating and scary as hell, while there still is a sense of me, because I live in knowing. That's where, because if I don't know what I know is real, if I don't know what I know is true, I'm fucked.
Okay, the terror just came back in, so thanks for that.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, about your terror, but it is funny.
I should have stopped at liberating, but I
Stopping liberating, but of course you have to go a little bit further, and then you start to tip over the edge. I mean, what an amazing message this is, that, yeah, you're all fucked. We're all fucked. I mean, isn't it the most, I mean, how much more liberating do you want? Well, yeah, it's 8:10. Thanks ever so much for coming, everyone. Lovely to see you all. I've got an announcement. I haven't got a date yet, but in November sometime, I'm hoping to do a weekend. So if you're interested in that, then it'll be on my website. So hopefully in the next week, I'll be posting details of that. And you're all welcome to come regularly on a Thursday if you've got nothing better to do. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Darren.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks,
Bye.
Tim.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Tim.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, Tim and Darren.
Bye.
See you.